The last time Pittsburgh beat Chicago, Mike Tomlin wasn't even the Steelers' head coach. But the black and gold look for their first win against the Bears in 16 years. And it's coming up next.
It is a cold night in Western Pennsylvania. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Bears offense ready to go to work here for the first time, leading them out the 11th overall pick of the 2021 draft, Justin Fields out of Ohio State.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
On first down, Fields. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On play action, Fields. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Cohen. That catch good for only a couple. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. Fields now to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. Steelers here ready to go to work for the first time. And the grizzled vet, Ben Roethlisberger, bringing him out now in his 18th season in the National Football League.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some. They threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
A run on first down, but it's not going to get him much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. A look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. 20 carries, 86 yards, and a touchdown.
And as we discovered in talking with the coaching staff prior to the game, going up against a team that struggled against the run has only emboldened them to run the football more. I expect 40 to 50 carries in this game.
And he'll get only a couple up to the 22. On third down, Roethlisberger. It's brought in by Harris. And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27. No first down. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. So, Charles, first drive here, little safe completion underneath. Maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early and gets involved in the game. In this case, it's not just dumping it to a back and he's able to run with the ball, but you get your offensive linemen involved because they get to get out and run and hit people in the open field. Everyone getting their feet wet early.
It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return, and the Bears take over. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. 3-5 is where they sit on the year. A very uneven start is certainly not an ideal position to be in at the halfway point of the season. CD, do you see an avenue where they can still be a playoff team, or is that ship sailed?
Well, since you took me to the nautical side, I'm going to try and keep up here because to me, this ship is about ready to pull out of port. These next couple of games are absolute must-wins for them. Now, if they can win a couple, get to 5-5, maybe they start believing in themselves. But a loss here, that would move them to 3-6. And if that's the case, well, that boat is going to head out to the harbor with them still on the dock.
They'll run on second down with Cohen. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Third and 2, Fields. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. And they are over 500 for the season, 4-3. They got back above 500 with a victory last week. And, Charles, you think this is a very important week for them, do you not?
I certainly do, because when you start to do the math, and yes, I'm using my fingers to count. If you're 4-4 at the midway point, let's say you're saying 10 wins is your cutoff line for a playoff berth. It's usually right around that number. A loss here, all of a sudden you've got to go 6-2 down the stretch just to reach 10 wins. That means this game is vital.
On second down, this is Harris. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Harris. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
So, Charles, you talk about this offense as we play here in Week 9 of the 2021 season. Normally, you're slipping kind of past the halfway point, but now with the season expanding to 17 games, you kind of think the teams might look up and say, gosh, we still have a lot of football left to go.
No doubt about it. Remember, they've had their open week already, so this is going to be a straight shot all the way from here on out. To me, the best coaches, they tell their teams, hey, I'll take care of you during the week. You just leave it all out there on game day, and I'll make sure you're ready for the next one.
And he will have a Steelers first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now Roethlisberger.
Oh, I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Here's Roethlisberger. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. The first carry now for Benny Snell. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it.
And the Bears are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
In the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few days, and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
From the gun, here's Fields.
And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far, brings up 3rd down.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. And this will be caught by Mooney.
And he's going to be taken down about a yard shy of the 1st at the 29. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Chicago. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They'll throw on 1st down with Roethlisberger. He gets it complete to Harris. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. To throw here, Roethlisberger.
This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end.
And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 41-yard line. 11 yards for number 11. On 1st down, it's Roethlisberger.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again for the 41. Now Roethlisberger. Throw left side, complete to Smith-Schuster. And in for the Steelers, touchdown.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers have taken a first-quarter lead.
I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are. But let's face it, partner, they can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now a shotgun handoff to Cohen. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Now Fields. Deep ball for Goodwin. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards.
Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense.
And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down in those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
Now a throw here to his running back. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Roethlisberger will throw. That is caught by Smith-Schuster. Touchdown! Juju Smith-Schuster with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner. It's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the 2nd quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over. Extra point now by Boswell. And it's good to make it 14-0. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. On the return, it's Tariq Cohen. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Now that should give him a spark. He's across the 40 to the 43.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
Tariq Cohen and the rest of the offense heading back out there. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement. Down on the scoreboard, maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
They haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. On the give, this is Cohen. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. The Bears on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. To throw is Fields. Flush to his right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Chicago. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback.
Here again comes Juju Smith-Schuster and the Steelers.
We're in the second quarter. He already has 2 touchdowns. We know how good he is. That's well documented. How do you contain it?
We know he's a nightmare. So in this situation, I would go ahead and double him, maybe even have a third person in the area, and try and dissuade them from throwing him the football. Make someone else beat me for a while, because I don't know that their talents are his. Because when he gets his hands on the ball, he breaks down my entire D. Someone else, they may not make the same type of a play.
Well, we know his talents are very good.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
They go play action now. Roethlisberger. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. The Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And Harris is not going to get there. Great work defensively to stop him short. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. 31 yards on the punt there. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now Allen Robinson and company gearing up to go again on offense. You better believe that he's well aware he has 0 catches right now, and they're losing, so he's probably a little hungry.
And you know the guys on defense are aware as well. And they're really excited he has no catches, but they're also worried. Because a lot of times that's like the ticking time bomb. The longer you hold him down, when he finally explodes, look out.
Yeah, no catches, though, so far in this game. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we get back. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. On the handoff, it's Cohen. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Flushed out right. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. Fields. And he's got the 1st down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On the draw, this is Cohen. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes I think cornerbacks can benefit from the fact that quarterbacks might just forget about the idea that they might be near the line of scrimmage. How about the anticipation there, sneaking in and making a big play in the backfield?
2nd and 11. From the 50, here's Fields. Escaping the pressure right.
And Fields going to have the first down before sliding to a halt to avoid the contact. Fields, we know he has the good mobility. He flashes it there as he scrambles for the first down. But Charles, in the past, a lot of people called this offense one-dimensional.
I think you did.
Well,
I think it was you.
I'll be honest, I did. But I think the fan base is hoping with this young rookie that they can put some wrinkles in this offense like we just saw.
I think you're exactly right, because we did have that discussion that what we've seen in the past from them, they needed to broaden, and they have done it here. Look at what he's bringing to their offense, and now as a defensive coordinator, you've got some extra work to do to prepare for him and their offense.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's second and 2. Out of the gun, running with Cohen. And he'll get a couple here down to the 22. The Bears on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for it with Cohen. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And finally down at the 9-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Let's go. Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
A first trip to the red zone for the Bears. They're looking at a 1st and goal from about the 9. Here's Fields. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been.
And he's got Mooney in the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Darnell Mooney with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bears have cut it to within a score. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. Santos with the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told, and it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. Juju Smith-Schuster and the rest of this offense heading back out there. And they've got to figure out how to stop some of the highlights that we're seeing on the screen here.
And what it feels like, he's going to say it doesn't matter what you put out here. I am having a big-time performance. I'm playing at a big-time level. Just keep throwing me the football.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Easy. Take both of them. Beat these two.
Again, it's Harris on 2nd down. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. The Steelers on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. Gets this to his running back. That's Jalen Samuels. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try to find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw. And they hooked up there for a first down.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. He'll drop it underneath here to Snell. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
From just shy of midfield, Roethlisberger. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third. On third down, here's Harris. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield.
When you're dead last in the NFL in third down conversions, the odds are against you every time you face it. How about him picking up that one? That was big for them.
From midfield now, here's Roethlisberger. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Able to hit his target, Claypool. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. We've hit the 2-minute mark in the second quarter, 14-7. Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on third. Roethlisberger. He's got a man open. It's Chase Claypool. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. He's going to go up top for the end zone.
And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Roethlisberger to the right side to Eric Ebron. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Ben to throw again. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down. The drive stays intact with a pickup of 13.
Certainly part of their success so far in this game, their ability to convert on third down. And what a nice throw and catch there. That allows the officials to move the sticks one more time and set up 1st and 10.
Now it's Roethlisberger.
He's got Claypool for a Steeler touchdown.
3 first-half touchdown passes now for Ben Roethlisberger. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. So a tiptoe catch back in the end zone, so tough to do, but he made it look pretty easy.
Certainly did, and the back of the end zone is treated the same way as the sideline. You have to get your feet down, inbounds, for it to count as a catch. How about the backgrounds of some of these guys, though? Did they work on it? Maybe some of them were ballets.
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Extra point put through by Boswell, and it's now 21-7. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Here's Cohen now to return. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Back out onto the field comes Allen Robinson. A chance maybe here for them to get him more involved. They're down here on the scoreboard, and he's been very quiet.
And the silence has been deafening for his team. They don't need that at all. They need fireworks. They need explosive plays. They need him touching the football in any way possible. Maybe go to some jet sweeps. Anything to get him going.
Something to get him the ball. We'll see if they can do it.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's second down.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10.
Fields. That's complete to Mooney.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
3rd and 2, Fields.
The screen pass here to Cohen. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit him over the top, unsuccessfully.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Cohen. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First down now, but the clock continues to move. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that is incomplete.
2nd and 10. Now it's Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet.
And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 39. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock.
They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. And those two are tied up as they play the second quarter. Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Bears. And they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. And meanwhile, for the Steelers, they were much more successful throwing the football than their counterparts, as you can see the numbers there.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. Here again comes Juju Smith-Schuster and the Steelers.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. Well, for Ben Roethlisberger, he had the elbow reconstruction back in 2019, but he does not appear to have lost much at all, as that was a rocket.
And he made that look effortless, didn't he? I mean, he's had a great game throwing the football. This is going to add to his yardage total in a big way. It's one thing to be accurate on your short and intermediate throws, but when you're hitting the bombs like those, look out.
And that one's spanning and even 65 yards in the air, according to Next Gen Stats. From the red zone now, here's Roethlisberger on 1st down. Open man is Johnson. Touchdown Steelers. Deontay Johnson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Steelers take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Boswell for the extra point. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Here's Cohen now to return. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. From the gun, here's Fields. That's complete right side to Kmet. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25. Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want to catch the football first.
Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, they just can't get off the ground. In that play, they wound up losing yardage.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. So possession goes over here on the punt. Juju Smith-Schuster and the rest of this offense heading back out there. And the previous drive put him up over 1,000 yards for the season. So now it's what you like to refer to, my friend, as gravy time, right?
It is. I mean, he's done it, right? He's accomplished the goal. So the good players, they relax a little. They bask in it. They think this is, okay, we've done what we set out to do. The great players decide to push that number as high as they possibly can. I don't expect him to have any let-up in his game the rest of the way.
Great thing if you're on the opposite side. He's such a weapon. He just opens things up for the other guys around him.
Yeah, if you're the opposite receiver, you should expect a few passes come your way, too, because I've got to get coverage in his direction.
His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a 1st down.
Now Roethlisberger. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. To throw here, Roethlisberger. Throw left side, taken in by Claypool. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 39. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material. Roethlisberger's throw complete there to Johnson. Johnson on its poke free. Football's out. And this is picked up by the Bears. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Well, number 1 on the list of things not to do when you're up 3 scores in the 3rd. That right there, give the football away.
I love when you speak like that. You know how doctors talk about taking the Hippocratic Oath, first do no harm? You just did the football-cratic one right there. Don't give the ball away when you have a lead that you can lock this game down with.
They'll start things on first with Torrey Cohen. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
And what a great call defensively there, because they decided to bring pressure off the corner. And a lot of times, those big linemen, they can't account for the speed of a defensive back. And that time, he made a beeline right for the quarterback and got him. The cat blitz, tough to defend.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. Open man is Kmet, the tight end. And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Chicago. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Here again comes Juju Smith-Schuster and the Steelers. Where he stands right now, as you see, already over 1,000. You have to think 2,000 is a real possibility. Long way to go in the season, but what he's done so far, spectacular.
It is, and you know what he's also hoping for? That he's going to play a lot of man coverage from here on out, because one of the best ways to slow down.
Now Ben hit, and he lost the football. It's loose.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
The fumble on 1st down. Now here's 2nd down. On the give, this is Harris. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're not doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Right side, Claypool's got it. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a 1st down. Play action. Now Roethlisberger. And he is caught by Smith-Schuster. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. On the handoff, it's Snell. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They go play action now. Roethlisberger. He gets it complete to Harris. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Call it a gain of 3. And they're going to have a 3rd down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Roethlisberger now to throw on 3rd down. Now bad hit, and he lost the football. It's loose. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball is squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
And Boswell's kick is good. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
Here's Cohen now to return. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Let's go.
The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point.
If these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. To throw is Fields. And this one is incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Fields. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Here's McLeod on the return. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They played the Browns last week, got the victory in that game, and so far so good as they've got the lead here. They'll start the drive with Harris. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
On 2nd down, it's Snell. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5. Roethlisberger will throw. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a 1st down here.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Roethlisberger. He's got a man open. It's Chase Claypool. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2.
Here's Roethlisberger to throw. This is caught. And in for the Steelers touchdown.
Juju Smith-Schuster
with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year.
And the Steelers are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. And you wonder now if he might be able to remove the helmet, put on the baseball cap, and watch the rest of this one from the sideline. His 5th touchdown pass of the game.
Say that again. Did you say 5th touchdown pass of the game?
Yes, sir.
But that's a heck of a performance, isn't it? Because they've had no answer for him at all game long. Receivers have been open constantly, and he hasn't missed a single one of them.
Boswell good with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The Chicago offense set to get started. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. On first down, it's Fields. And this will be caught by Mooney.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver, that makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Now a first down throw, Fields. Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes. That's Cameron Hayward who got in there to take him down.
And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Another try after the first down sack.
Fields.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
On 4th down, Fields. He's going to take another shot here. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. Well, they've clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the second half.
And I get it. In this situation, you know, if you want to be aggressive out near midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call. But how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? You want to go for it here? We shut you down. They're over on the bench right now feeling great.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. They go play action with Roethlisberger. It's brought in by Harris. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 36 yards on the play.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And I actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the third quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the fourth quarter is ours. And they certainly weren't kidding.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Now Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Alec Ogletree just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
Third and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. Here's Roethlisberger. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. 2nd down and goal. Roethlisberger, and he fends him off. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. Well, you don't expect too many quarterbacks to be adept at breaking away from would-be tacklers, but this is uncommonly good right here as he's able to get away. On 3rd and goal, Roethlisberger. That is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown. 8 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Steelers offense is running away with this one. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
So they are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Extra point now by Boswell. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that lines up a 7-play drive all told. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field.
And just looking ahead, it would appear that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. Fields on first down.
And this is going to be caught. No, they say it's incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
A shotgun snap, Fields.
Still back there.
And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. Now Fields.
The screen pass here to Cohen. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Chicago. Fair catch called for. No gimme in these conditions, but he's able to look this one in. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. Juju Smith-Schuster and the rest of this offense heading back out there. What a game for him, Charles. 4 touchdowns. Heck, for a lot of guys, that's a good season number.
You're exactly right. And let's face it, we have to stand up and applaud this one, even though we're supposed to be neutral, because this doesn't just happen by accident. This isn't 4 times where the defense just falls down or breaks coverage. He's worked awfully hard, changing routes, changing areas, changing angles, and getting open for touchdown.
We knew he'd be part of the game plan in a big way, and it has been in a very big way.
Oh, that's a very good run there by Najee Harris, who can take it inside. He can get to the perimeter. He can do it all with his build and his speed. This is a guy coming out of Alabama who did everything for the Crimson Tide. That's why Pittsburgh took him in the 1st round. Last in the league in rushing as a team last year were the Steelers. They're expecting Harris to kickstart their running game.
71 yards on the ground for him so far.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They hand this off to Harris. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a give here to Snell. And not much running room. Down to the 32.
Still 9 remaining on 2nd down.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Boswell's kick is good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know, in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
Let's go.
The Bears now ready to take over again.
And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
And that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Fields being chased out left.
And Fields going to have the first down before sliding to a halt to avoid the contact.
5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields.
No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
From the gun, here's Fields.
That is incomplete.
I think this one offensively, this is one where you just say, let's move on. Let's not even watch the game tapes from this one.
Yeah, you might just want to throw it in the trash, act like it was never there in the first place.
Yeah, just say we're good. I actually have heard of a coach in the past who took his team out to the practice field and ceremonially buried the game films from the prior game when they got clobbered. That was his way of putting it behind them. Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Throwing again is Fields.
And incomplete.
Darnell Mooney, the target there.
But it'll be 2nd down.
Out of the gun, Fields.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Fields now to throw.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
And this one dropped in the end zone. Looked like a touchdown, but not to be. And now it's 4th down.
And that will wind up just short. He had it on line. It ran out of gas at the end. And this score will stay right where it is.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
Here again comes Juju Smith-Schuster and the Steelers.
He's been almost impossible to bottle up. You see that number 10 on your screen, a big reason why they have the lead.
One of the guys that's being featured in this game and making sure that he's targeted because they do trust him with the ball. That's why they go back to him time and time again.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They run again with Harris. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Pittsburgh,
they improved to 5-3 as they approach the halfway point of this 17-game schedule.
And they'll have another home date next week as the Detroit Lions come to town. Meanwhile, for the Bears, their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6. And they're going to get an extra week to stew over this as they're not back in action until week 11.